Governor Ron DeSantis is wanting to outlaw unauthorized protests that shut down highways or impedes traffic, as we saw earlier this year.
But critics say that's just political grandstanding, and the laws are already sufficient to punish demonstrators who become violent. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live to explain. Christina.
From a political science perspective, some are questioning the timing of this announcement, so close to an election and related to a highly charged issue.
I think a lot of folks in Florida did really good. I know Miami did a great job.
Florida's Republican governor a day after announcing a proposal for harsher punishments related to protests that turned disorderly.
Yeah, robust political debate, but no violence.
And today, Democratic lawmakers responded.
It really is designed as a tactic to just intimidate a person's ability to practice their First Amendment rights.
According to former state and federal prosecutor David Weinstein,
the legislation itself isn't breaking any new ground.
That's because the new proposed legislation, for the most part, he says, is amplifying statutes that already exist.
Obstructions of a roadways. There's currently a statute that exists. Now they're bumping it up to a third-degree felony. The punishment obviously is more severe, but it already was against the law to engage in that exact type of conduct.
For Weinstein, a bigger concern relates to the wording.
It's very likely to be found to be unconstitutional as applied because it's going to create a subjective standard for determining what is violent or disorderly.
There wasn't that much violence in Florida with the protests. This is kind of a law looking for a purpose, other than the purpose of looking good politically.
From a political science perspective, NSU professor Charles Zeldin makes reference to the timing of this announcement, happening in a critical swing state so close to the election.
It's gasoline thrown on a fire to make it burn hotter.
In a highly polarized environment.
If you are a Republican, if you agree with the president that the world we're in is disordered and dangerous, this sounds like a good idea. If you're a Democrat who feels that there's an awful lot of suppression of free voices in this country and a need for protest, this sounds like a horrible idea.
And this was for the next legislative session, which is set to begin in March. But today, the governor all of a sudden kicked around this idea of exploring whether they can take this up in November during an already scheduled organizational session. Certainly stay tuned. Reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.